do research, to research issues and legislation that are very important to all Canadians. It is also important to know that there are 380 full-time staff in the Library of Parliament that answer 360 requests for information every single day. So we were talking about Canadian values, kind of exploring that topic. Teamwork, cooperation, hard work happens every day here inside the library. Now, let's start with a bit of the boring part of the presentation, the trivia. So the original Parliament buildings, centre block, were constructed between 1859 and 1866. These Parliament buildings, this centre block that we're in today, is this the same building? Yes or no? So who says yes? Who says no? And I managed to trick people by putting my hand up. The actual answer is in fact no. And we're going to go back in time to February 3rd, 1916 at 8:57 p.m. to figure out why. So we're all members of Parliament, sitting in the House of Commons, and we're debating Canada's role during the First World War. Everything's going smoothly, everything's going normally, when all of a sudden a constable comes rushing into the House of Commons and says that there's been a fire, that everybody must evacuate. Now, as I mentioned, it's 8:57 p.m. It's a winter night in Ottawa. It is extremely cold, as those who live in Ottawa in the winter would know. Now, what do? Do you go get your mitts? Do you go get your coat? Do you go run and get save your valuable items? Do you just run outside the building and make a run for it? You can imagine there are a lot of questions going through your mind. And in the midst of all this panic and confusion, 7 people lost their lives, including Bowman Brown Law, who was a member of Parliament from Yarmouth, Nova Scotia at the time. And those who died during the fire are commemorated by the plaque that we will see on the left side as we exit the library in the Hall of Honor. But there was one part of the buildings that did not get destroyed by fire. And can anybody guess what part that may be? This part. So the Library of Parliament, and this is because at the time there was an employee named Michael McCormick of the Library of Parliament, and as soon as he got word of the fire, he ordered that the iron doors of the library be shut, and this saved the library from destruction. And now to put it all in context, Canada was a young nation at the time. We weren't even 50 years old. Canada was a nation at war. This was during the First World War. So the library surviving the fire became a symbol of the perseverance of the Canadian people, the perseverance of the Canadian nation, a huge part of our identity that has come to mark us since Confederation in 1867. Now I'm sure everybody is overwhelmed by the artistic beauty of the Library of Parliament, and what contributed to that was the extensive restoration, conservation, and upgrading project that occurred here in the library between 2002 and 2006. So first of all, the colors. You may notice at the top of the dome we have beautiful gold leafing. That was redone during this time. And they in fact also did research and found that the